The morning ritual that rewired my life. When people hear that I'm 92 years old and haven't been sick in over 3 decades, not even a cold, they often say I'm lucky, but luck had very little to do with it. I changed my life with 5 simple habits, and one of them takes less than 2 minutes each morning. It's not a supplement. It's not a miracle treatment. It's a message to my body, a message that says, today we move, we breathe, we live. You see, most people jump out of bed and go straight into chaos. They check their phones, scroll through bad news, and let their nervous system get hijacked before their feet even touch the floor. But not me. Before I even sit up, I take 90 seconds to do something I call signaling. I start by taking 3 deep, slow breaths. Then, lying on my back, I wiggle my fingers and toes, rotate my wrists and ankles, stretch gently. It's not exercise. It's not yoga. It's awareness. A conscious load to every part of my body. And it changes everything. There's real science behind this. The National Institute on Aging has shown that the body is in a vulnerable state during the first 30 minutes after waking. Your joints are stiff, your blood is thicker, and your brain is still shaking off sleep. Rushing through this time increases the risk of falls, foggy thinking, and even heart strain. But a gentle morning mobility ritual, it does the opposite. It increases blood flow, oxygenates the brain, reduces inflammation, and primes the body for the day ahead. Back when I was 60, I'd wake up stiff, shuffle to the bathroom, and sometimes trip on my own slippers. My feet and brain weren't in sync. That changed the day I decided to slow down, to send my body the message that it mattered. Now, this ritual is more sacred than my morning coffee. And let me tell you, if I skip it, I feel it. My knees ache more, my balance feels off, my energy dips. The beauty of this habit is how easy it is. You don't need a mat, a gym, or even get out of bed. Just 90 seconds of attention, of kindness, a message to your muscles. You're still in this with me. And when you do it consistently, day after day, something magical happens. You stop aging on autopilot. You start aging with intention. If you're watching this and wondering if something that small can make a difference, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly said good morning to your body? Not with coffee or carbs or chaos, but with care? Because sometimes the simplest gestures create the biggest shifts. So tomorrow, before the rush, before the noise, take a breath, wiggle your fingers, wake up your toes, and tell your body, we're still here, we still care, and we're going to move through this day together. Stay tuned for the next part, where I'll share the one drink that's kept me illness-free for 30 years. It's not a magic potion, but it might just be the morning game changer you never knew you needed. Title: The Golden Mug That Kept Me Illness-Free for 30 Years. Let me take you into the second habit that changed everything for me. After my morning signaling ritual, before I even think about breakfast, I head to the kitchen and make what I call my golden mug. It's not a secret recipe or a trendy health drink. It's just warm water, fresh lemon juice, a dash of turmeric, and a tiny pinch of black pepper. That's it. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This little mug is mighty. For over 30 years, I've started almost every single morning with this drink, and I haven't had so much as a sniffle in that time. No flu, no seasonal bugs, no digestive issues. This isn't magic, it's biology. And when you understand what's inside this golden mug, you'll see why it works. Let's start with lemon. It's rich in vitamin C, a critical antioxidant that boosts your immune system, supports white blood cell production, and helps detoxify your liver. It's also great for digestion, especially in the morning when your stomach acid is still low. Fresh lemon juice gives your gut the kick it needs to break down food and prevent bloating. Then there's turmeric. This golden spice isn't just for curry. It contains curcumin, one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories we've ever discovered. Study after study, from the Mayo Clinic to research published in Frontiers in Pharmacology, shows curcumin can reduce joint pain, improve immune response, and even support brain health. It's a silent warrior that fights inflammation while you go about your day. And finally, the black pepper. Just a pinch, but it's crucial. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that boosts your body's ability to absorb curcumin by up to 2,000%. Without it, turmeric barely gets into your bloodstream. But with it, you get the full effect. Together, these ingredients create a drink that primes your immune system, wakes up your digestive system, and gets your metabolism rolling, all before breakfast. And it costs pennies. When I first started this habit, I was dealing with sinus infections, bloating, sluggish digestion. 2 weeks in, I felt lighter, clearer, stronger. A few months later, I realized I hadn't been sick in a year. And here I am, 3 decades later, still sipping this golden mug and still standing tall. So here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, while the coffee's brewing or the toast is toasting, try it. Warm some water. Squeeze in half a lemon. Stir in a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and finish with a pinch of black pepper. Sip slowly. Let it warm your system. And as you do, know that you're telling your body, I care. I'm paying attention. I choose to be well. Because health doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from small, consistent choices. And this mug is one of the smallest, easiest, and most powerful ones you can make. Coming up next, I'll share why I stopped running in my 60s and what I replaced it with that made me feel younger than ever. Walk that keeps me young. The third habit might surprise you, not because it's complicated, but because it's often overlooked. I walk every single day. Rain or shine, cold or hot, tired or energized, I walk. Not to burn calories, not to hit a fitness goal. I walk to heal, to reset, to remind my body what it was designed to do, move with ease, with rhythm, with purpose. When I was younger, in my 40s and 50s, I thought fitness meant pushing hard, breaking a sweat, running until your legs screamed. But in my 60s, I noticed something. The more I ran, the stiffer I got. The more I pushed, the more I ached. Then I read a study that changed my mind. Regular walking, just 15 to 30 minutes a day, can reduce inflammation, balance blood sugar, support mental clarity, and even extend your life expectancy. That was my wake-up call. Now, I treat walking like a prescription. I put on supportive shoes, step outside, and breathe. No headphones, no scrolling, no distractions. Just fresh air, gentle movement, and the sound of life happening around me. And here's the secret. It's not just about your legs. Walking stimulates the lymphatic system, improves digestion, sharpens memory, and, if you do it right, elevates your mood like nothing else. I walk with intention. I breathe in for 4 counts. Exhale for 6. I keep my chest open, my shoulders back, and this might sound strange. I smile, not because everything is perfect, but because smiling activates the vagus nerve, lowering stress, balancing heart rate, and calming the body. It's not just movement, it's medicine. One day, years ago, I skipped my walk. I was busy. I told myself I'd do it later. That day fell off. My thoughts were foggy, my joints stiff, my digestion sluggish. That's when I realized walking isn't something I have to do. It's something I get to do, and I never missed it again. So if you're feeling tired, heavy, stuck, don't wait for motivation. Put on your shoes, step outside, and walk. Not fast, not far, just forward. Because every step you take is a step toward healing. And you deserve that kind of progress. Next time, I'll share what I eat every morning that fuels both my brain and body and keeps me energized for hours without crashing. The breakfast that fuels my brain and body. Let's talk about food, not just any food, but the first thing you put in your body after waking up. Because that choice, it sets the tone for the entire day. For me, breakfast isn't about convenience or calories. It's about clarity. It's about energy. It's about building a body that lasts. In my 60s, I thought I was eating healthy. Oatmeal, toast, fruit. But I kept crashing by mid-morning. I felt weak. My memory started slipping. And my doctor told me something I'll never forget. You're not getting enough protein. That's when I changed everything. Now, I start every single morning with what I call my brain and body breakfast. It's simple, intentional, and powerful. 1 hard-boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, a small serving of blueberries. That's it. But together, they deliver over 25 grams of high-quality protein, healthy fats, and brain-supporting antioxidants. Protein is a foundation of strength, especially as we age. After 60, your body doesn't absorb protein as efficiently. That means you need more, not less, to support muscle, immunity, and even memory. And it's not just about muscles. Protein fuels your immune cells. It helps repair tissue. It supports the neurotransmitters in your brain that help you focus, remember, and stay sharp. Studies from Tufts University and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that older adults who get 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal maintain better muscle mass, fewer hospital visits, and even live longer. I didn't need a double-blind study to convince me. I just needed to feel the difference. Within weeks of changing my breakfast, I stopped getting that mid-morning energy dip. My digestion improved. My mood lifted. I felt steady not just physically, but emotionally. That's what the right food can do. And let's not forget the other ingredients. Greek yogurt adds calcium and probiotics to support gut health. Walnuts are rich in omega-3s, which fight inflammation and protect the brain. Blueberries are antioxidant powerhouses that support memory and cognition. It's a small plate with massive impact. Some days, I change it up. I'll have cottage cheese with flax seeds, or scrambled eggs with sautéed spinach, or even lentils on toast. But the principle stays the same. Never skip the protein, especially at breakfast, because that's when your body decides how the rest of the day will go. So tomorrow, before you reach for a sugary cereal or skip breakfast altogether, ask yourself, how do I want to feel at 10 a.m.? Sluggish or sharp? Foggy or focused? Weak or wired for wellness? You don't need perfection. You need intention. Start your day with real fuel, because the strongest version of you is built one breakfast at a time. Coming up next, I'll share one final habit, a simple mental practice I do each morning that keeps my stress low, my mind clear, and my heart strong. And it only takes 3 minutes. The 3-minute mental practice that changed everything. We often focus so much on physical health, what we eat, how we move, the supplements we take, that we forget the most powerful force shaping our well-being lives between our ears. Your mind, your thoughts, your emotional state. And after 92 years of life, I can tell you, your mind gets sick before your body does. But it can also be your greatest medicine if you know how to use it. Each morning, before I speak to anyone, check the weather, or even make breakfast, I do one simple thing. I sit quietly for 3 minutes and tune my mind. I call it my mental tune-up. It's not meditation. It's not therapy. It's a conscious act of vision. I sit still, close my eyes, and picture the kind of day I want to live. Not the schedule, not the to-do list. I imagine how I want to feel. Calm, steady, kind, resilient. Then I picture myself walking to the day with that energy, smiling in traffic, breathing deeply during challenges, listening fully in conversations. And as strange as it sounds, this mental picture rewires how I show up. There's solid neuroscience behind this. Studies from Harvard and work by Dr. Joe Dispenza show that your brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Visualizing strength and calm literally activates the same neural pathways as if you were practicing those qualities in the real world. It's brain rehearsal. And it works. This 3-minute habit has changed how I age. It lowers my stress. It keeps my blood pressure down. It gives me perspective when the world gets noisy. And most importantly, it reminds me that no matter what happens, I have a choice in how I respond. I once had a friend who lived in constant worry. He was my age, healthy on paper, but his thoughts ran wild. News, politics, regrets. His body eventually followed his mind into exhaustion. And one day he asked me, "How you stay so calm?" I told him, "I start each day by locking the door on worry." This practice doesn't require candles or mantras, just a chair, a few breaths, and a willingness to picture a better day. If you've never tried it, give yourself 3 minutes tomorrow. Close your eyes. Imagine how you want to feel. Picture yourself being that person, and watch how your reality starts to shift. Because true health isn't just what happens in your body. It's the story your mind is telling it. Now, you know all 5 of my daily habits. But before we wrap up, there's one more thing I haven't shared. It's the practice I do each night that helps my body heal, helps me sleep deeper, and might just be the key to reversing aging while you rest. Stick around, because we're just getting started. The nighttime ritual that repairs and reverses. Here's the final piece of my routine. The part almost no one talks about, yet maybe the most crucial. How I end my day. Because while most people think aging happens while you're awake, the truth is your body rebuilds while you sleep. And the quality of that sleep depends on what you do in the 30 minutes before your head hits the pillow. For over 30 years, I've ended my day with one simple ritual, a nighttime wind down that tells my nervous system it's safe to let go. No screens, no emails, no scrolling. Instead, I dim the lights, sip on a calming tea, and do one powerful thing. Reflection. I sit quietly for 5 to 10 minutes with a journal and write down just 3 things. 1. One moment I'm grateful for. 2. 3. One thing I did well. 4. 5. One intention for tomorrow. 6. That's it. But this simple act rewires my brain for calm, contentment, and clarity. Instead of reliving mistakes or future stress, I end the day in a state of gratitude. And gratitude isn't fluff. It's biochemistry. Studies from UC Davis and UCLA show that people who practice nighttime gratitude sleep longer, have lower blood pressure, and even produce more of the hormone melatonin, which regulates deep sleep cycles. It also trains your mind to focus on what's working, not what's missing. And at 92, that perspective is gold. And there's more. After journaling, I do a short breathing routine for seconds in, 6 seconds out, for 5 minutes. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowers cortisol, and signals my body that the day is done. My heart rate slows. My muscles release tension. My thoughts soften. And when I lie down, my body is already halfway to sleep. I haven't had a sleepless night in decades. Not because I don't have stress, but because I've trained my system to release it. Sleep isn't just rest. It's repair. It's memory consolidation. It's hormone balancing. It's where your body cleans house, flushes toxins, and rebuilds tissue. Too many people collapse into bed, still buzzing from the day, phone in hand, TV blaring, mind racing. That's not sleep, that's shutdown. And your body knows the difference. But if you slow down, breathe, reflect, and signal your system that it's safe to restore, your sleep becomes healing. So tonight, try this. Turn off the screens 30 minutes early. Brew some chamomile or lemon balm tea. Grab a notebook. Write down what went right, even if it's small. Take 5 minutes to breathe. And tell your body, thank you. We made it through another day. Because aging doesn't just pause while you sleep. It can actually reverse. But only if you let your body do what it was designed to do. Heal in peace. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. And when you string together a day filled with movement, nourishment, focus, and reflection, you don't just survive longer. You live better. Thank you for being here. You still can. And your best days might just begin tonight.